bit on this passport bro situation because a lot of people are upset at me, calling me a pig me, saying like men only go overseas because they're the bottom of the barrier here that no one wants, and they only want women that's easy to control. They want a maid, they want a servant, they want a doormat, etc. In what world that give you an impression that women overseas are easier to control, easier to manipulate, that we're not smart to see what a good man is? And for the people that bring in race about this, never once I mentioned race in my video. And men are not only going to Asia, they're going to Africa, they're going to Dominican Republic, Costa Rica.
You know what's crazy to me is the fact that you think you know the reason why these passport bros leave America and they are only likes Asian women, like it's their fetish. But you didn't realize that having a green hair is a no-no. That having green hair doesn't suit you. You know what I mean? Stop acting like you know everything, like jumping into conclusion why people or men, these men leave the country and find relationship in another country, like you know it all. But you cannot face the facts, why they're leaving. Good to project and rationalize and forget to look at the mirror. You know, makes y'all.
In a response to the passport bro movement, a lot of modern Western women decided to start their own passport sisters. But hear me out, y'all. Common sense should have told them why that's not going to... Actually, critical thinking should have told them why that's not going to work. And here's why. I'm going to tell y'all in one word. Hypergamy. Traveling overseas for a husband, but you want that husband to pay for your lifestyle that you currently have in America, the math just not mathing up right there. More than likely, you are going to have to be the breadwinner in the relationship. Now, here is an example of a passport sister who miserably failed at her passport sistering. I'm gonna review this video tonight at 6 p.m. Central on my YouTube channel, so pull up for that, because we gotta give what common sense or critical thinking did not give a lot of these women.
Let me ask you a question, Edgar. Why are the passport bros not going to Sweden, Switzerland, Germany? Why are they going to Colombia, the Philippines, Malaysia, African countries? Why are they going there and not to Europe?
Because that's the choice that they choose.
No,
not every man.
Wrong
That
answer. And they're not going to stand for. They go to these very, very poor countries where your $50,000 means the world in a third world country, and they bring them back here, and the women are subservient, and they do everything the man wants.
Ladies, men want three things: fit, feminine, friendly. That's it. Nobody wants to move somewhere, take the girls back to America or Canada. We don't want that. Why? So they can get indoctrinated back into that Western culture so y'all can get into their ears? We want to move ourselves where we are treated best.
When you pay attention to the passport bros, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia, the Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English.
This is what I'm talking about, y'all, in Thailand. In shape, fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive.
Work hard.
Women that don't have education.
First of all, I need to say that respect for other, it's the basic thing. Very basic thing for a human being should have. English, it's not our first language. And with the international men who have Asian girlfriends, I mean, it's their choice, girl. It's their choice. I mean, you don't need to say something negative or toxic to make others look bad and make yourself look good, because it's not helping. So please make yourself better. Think carefully before saying something bad about others people that you don't even know them.
Attention to the passport bros, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia, the Philippines.
You were tearing down these men that other people wanted, and we wanted them and we got them, and now you just sound like you're insecure and you're jealous and you're bitter because they were probably treating you great in relationships, but you chose to do the opposite of treat them great back, and it's really showing.
I just figured out what the passport bro trend is. Never did I know what this was. I kept getting so many comments, and I finally decided to look it up. A lot of people were trying to connect the trad wife movement with the passport bro trend and how they're similar. So yeah, let's unpack this. So if you don't know what the passport bro trend is, it's where men are coming to the conclusion that there's not as many ultra feminine, submissive, and traditional women in the Western part of the world, such as the United States. And they're packing their bags. They're out. They're getting their passports and they're going to Europe. They're going to the Philippines. They're going to countries where traditional women are more common and traditional values are practiced more. I did see this toxic hookup culture part of the passport bro trend, and I do not agree with hookup culture or anything like that. However, the underlying reason this is a thing is because men are realizing that women in the Western part of the world are really chasing after money, independence, a career, and these men want women who ultimately just want to be a wife and a mother, and they're submissive and they're traditional. And yes, there's pros and cons to this idea, just like anything. I mean, I don't necessarily think you have to leave the country that you are in to find a wife, but there have been men who have left the country to find their wife. So now I'm going to chime in with my thoughts. What are the possible cultural differences happening here? Personally, I see women here in the United States chasing independence and freedom away from their family. Statistically, the number of single 18 and 19-year-old girls getting into apartments or living situations with roommates has skyrocketed. Why? They don't want to live with their parents and be told what to do. Whereas in these other countries where traditional values are practiced more, these girls are staying close to their family or living with their family until they find their husbands. These women and young girls are getting guidance from these male figures in their family, such as their dad or their brothers. They're protected from outside interference and influence from their family. It makes sense. The idea of living with your parents past the age of 18 is kind of looked down upon here in the United States. Like, oh, you live with your parents still? Yeah, what's wrong with that? You're protected, you have guidance, and you're waiting for your husband. You don't have to work crazy hours to support yourself. It makes sense. My conclusion is I understand why this is a thing. There's pros and cons, but I get it.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. First, I want to give a shout out to Men on the Move, Chantel Simone, and I wasn't familiar with the other, the white guy, but I came across his clips as well. But I want to address the trad wife. So apparently she's pretty late coming on to this trend, just as about as we were late coming off to the trad wife trend. For y'all that don't know, I actually did a reaction video to her way back when I was in Colombia, and I came across her due to Life with Rilla. If y'all don't know who that is, he was in Thailand, I believe, recently. I'm not sure where he's at now, but I know he's good friends with Austin Holloman, and since then, me and him have kept in contact as well. So shout out to Life is Rilla. And she brought up a very, very valid point, because I remember when Shaq went viral for saying that, he basically put his sons out at 18, but the daughters are still at the house. And it made me think, if women really want providers, why are they going through so much trouble to become independent? And she brought up a very, very valid point. In the West, that's what's being pushed, the independence, women wanting to be on their own and do their own thing and don't want to be told what to do by their parents. And, as men, that actually makes sense. But if women want men of a certain caliber, why not just stay in the house with your parents until you find that particular man? It decreases your chances of racking up a high body count. You don't have, and amongst all the other things that she mentioned as well. So I thought that was a very, very valid point, and it made me go all the way back to what I've said before. If this is what women really want, why in the hell? Here's what I would want. Here's what I would want women of today to ask women of the past. If y'all fought so hard for this, the right to have jobs, have your own money, all of this, why in the hell is having a provider husband such a requirement? I genuinely think younger women need to ask older women that. Why is a man who isn't stable enough on his own enough? I think that's a very, very valid question that women need to ask older women, because if that's what women always wanted, then y'all never really should have felt the need to force yourselves into the workforce. Because essentially what happened is everybody's wages got cut. And now the system is making more money because everybody's being taxed. But see, when men try to explain this to women, they don't want to take it in. They don't want to take the time to understand why the system is set up the way that it is. And for the women of today, y'all should be asking older women this. Y'all really should get together and figure this out. Because at the end of the day, and this is a stat, so this isn't me just basing my opinion, 3/4 of women in the United States have to work in order to pay bills, which means about 3/4 of y'all are gonna have to help pay bills. 2-income household, which, if y'all don't know, is actually the cheat code to overcome this provider search that y'all want so badly. See, and this is why Kevin Samuels always try to tell y'all are gonna have to compete, because there's always gonna be more of y'all that want these men versus these men being available. A lot of these men are already married, or they're exercising their options because they know most of y'all want them. And it's funny because women think that we say this, or men that don't fit in that top tier bracket as far as income, y'all think we say this out of jealousy. We really just tell y'all this because it's just a fact. That's really all it is. So quit trying to think that men are trying to oppress you or whatever the case may be, because if it was really oppression, then y'all wouldn't have been allowed to be in the workforce in the first place. Some men can argue that y'all actually have more rights than men now. So, with that being said, shout out to the trad wife. Clearly she understands, but most of these women will not. And clearly, whatever she's doing is working. And I'd imagine she's probably living well under her man's needs. I don't know. I just don't know what else to say, because I'm like, clearly the trad wife gets it. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel. Unplugged Traveler, link is in the description and pinned in the comments. To the next video, y'all. Deuces.